So we just got some awesome hands-on time right after the odd-dropping event with Apple's brand new iPhone lineup. We got to check out the iPhone Air and all of its brand new corresponding accessories like the retro bumper case, the MagSafe Battery Pack, which has something you guys need to know about. But then we also got to check out the 17 Pro and the 17 Pro Max and its new galactic or cosmic orange and everything that comes with that. So without further ado, let me show you guys some hands-on with these devices. Let's get into it. But now, before we continue, definitely consider subscribing to the channel because we have a bunch more videos coming down the pipeline, especially once we get our hands on these for real to get a review in. But now let's talk about the iPhone Air first because that's what we were able to check out. So I'm not going to really run through the specs here. We do have a video on that down below, which I highly recommend watching because there's some things about the iPhone Air that Apple did not tell us. This is more so just a first impressions and a hands-on, and the very first thing you notice about this iPhone Air is just how strikingly thin it is. Yes, I know that there's a Samsung Edges of the world already that did this a couple months ago, but for us in the iPhone world and the Apple world, we haven't seen anything like this in a very long time. Again, this is about 5.6 millimeters in thickness, which means if you have an M4 11-inch iPad Pro, it's roughly the same thickness of that device. But this iPhone Air is all about design. This isn't really about function, this is all about form. You have this beautiful stainless steel outer edge, which makes it feel even more premium and look more premium. The thinness of it all is amazing, and one of the most amazing things about this iPhone is that in the new camera plateau, which is what Apple's calling the new camera bump, that's where they fit all the internals of this iPhone Air. So in the actual device itself, in the chassis, in that lower, I guess, 4/5 of the phone, that's basically gonna be all the thermals and the actual battery itself. Everything else, right? The A19 Pro chip, the C1X, the N1 chip, everything is in that little camera plateau, as well as a 48 megapixel shooter and the new center stage selfie camera on the front. From the front of it, it just looks like a normal iPhone with a dynamic island. You get that nice 6.5-inch display, but then from the rear of it is where you do see the new design language. You get that camera plateau with a single camera sensor on the top left corner, and then everything else is just pretty plain and simple. It's all uniform overall, and the new colorways are great with that new blue color, which basically is kind of like a silvery color, and if you hold it correctly in the light, it turns blue, is the way to go. But some of the more important things here are the new accessories that Apple is launching with this iPhone Air. The first one is going to be a bumper case. Now this is a callback to the iPhone 4 and 4S days. I used to love those bumper cases, both directly from Apple and third-party ones as well. I use those all the time, and you could accessorize it and change colors and take out the buttons and replace those buttons. Again, this time around you probably can't do as much of that, but I'm sure third-party manufacturers are going to have some fun with these new bumper cases. And then Apple also introduced their new frosted and clear cases for the iPhone Air. This is essentially Apple's new clear case for the iPhone Air. It fits nice and snug, it's not that big of a deal, but they do have a two-tone design where they bring down the magnets a little bit for the iPhone so it doesn't feel unsymmetrical, for lack of a better term. And then you have the lanyard, which again is fine. I don't see myself using a lanyard, but I know people like having a lanyard on their phone so it doesn't fall off of them by accident. But the more important one here is going to be the new MagSafe Battery Pack. Apple discontinued their MagSafe Battery Pack a couple years ago when they had to reduce or they had to get rid of the lightning cable or the lightning port, and they didn't remake it, right? I don't really know why they didn't remake it. They could have just put a USB-C port on there and called it a day, but they brought it back for this device. Now, this MagSafe Battery Pack is different from the old MagSafe Battery Pack. It's a lot longer, it's a lot wider, and it's a lot thinner as well. But one thing to note here is that it only works with the iPhone Air. And not that it won't work with another device if you're able to fit it, but the way that it's meant to go on the iPhone Air, it's too long and the form factor isn't right for something like the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max or even the regular 17. You can probably figure a way to actually physically connect it if you hold it sideways versus landscape and things like that, but it's truly only meant to be used alongside the iPhone Air, which is kind of interesting, and I don't really know why Apple is not letting this happen to other iPhones, but it's a weird little quirk that it's only going to work specifically with the iPhone Air, and the different camera bumps for all the different generations means that it's not going to fit on any other phone right now. Which is a shame, because I ordered one, and we'll definitely be able to check one out soon. But that's the iPhone Air in a nutshell. I just wanted to give you guys the first look, some first impressions, see what you guys think, leave a comment down below what your favorite color is, and what you think overall of this iPhone Air, right? It starts at $999, battery case is $99. For that price, if you buy both of them, you can get a 17 Pro. But again, this isn't about function and features and overall hardware. This is purely about aesthetic and form, and I'm okay with that. And then secondly, we had the opportunity to play with the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max. We got to see what those new colorways are like, And interestingly enough, the 17 Pro doesn't have a black colorway. This is the first time I think ever that a premium iPhone doesn't come in black. It comes in that silver color and this kind of like very dark navy blue, and then this new cosmic orange, which I think is striking and in the best way possible. Another new design standpoint or new design language change is going to be on the rear. Again, you have the camera plateau, you have all three cameras on the rear. All three of those cameras are 48 megapixel shooters, giving you a bunch of different focal lengths all the way up to an 8x telephoto, which I'm very excited to play with and really test out. And then on the bottom third of the phone, you have a two-tone design. It's still an orange color, but it's a little bit more of a pastel-y orange versus a very dark, saturated orange. And I don't really know why they did that. Apparently that's where the glass lives and the ceramic shield is living, but again, to each their own. I do like that two-tone look. It gives a little bit of personality, but it's purely aesthetic more so than anything else. We also got to play with the new tech woven cases, which replace all of Apple's leather and fine woven and all those different things. They're very similar to what Pitaka does, where you get the aramid fiber and you weave it all together. It kind of looks like fabric, but it's a little bit more sturdy. And Apple did say that they coated it so it lasts longer and it won't just shred to pieces immediately after wearing it with jeans for 2 days. So that's good to know. And I think these are going to be successful more so than fine woven, because the fine woven ones were supposed to replace leather. And this one isn't replacing leather, right? This one is just a new category or a new kind of material choice for a case. But overall, the iPhone 17 Pro, once you get used to the back of it and the form factor, the front of it is identical to the 16 Pro Max and the 16 Pros of the world. It'll be very familiar. It's just cool to see that Apple kind of changed up the look, gave us much more saturated colors, because normally the colors are way more washed out. So that cosmic orange or whatever it's called now, I'm excited to get my hands on. But let me know in the comment down below what you think. What was your favorite part of the iPhone event? Are you leaning towards one iPhone over the other? I'm kind of in between the Pro Max and the iPhone Air. I kind of want the iPhone Air just because it's something different, something new, something that Apple hasn't done before. And I think that phone is a foreshadow into a folding world that Apple could be stepping into in 2026. But like I said, leave a comment down below. If you made it to the end, leave a dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And give me a thumbs up for all the content we've been pushing out today, because it's hard work and we're doing it for you guys. But that'll do it, everybody. If you want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everyone.